All right, so going to be doing a review of a comic that was sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. And today we're ending the Tom Taylor Nightwing run with Nightwing Fallen Grayson. This is the end of the Tom Taylor run, which I have really loved. I've been loving 7, technically 8, because there was the Fear State tie-in. So there's technically 8 volumes. There's technically 8 volumes, although you could just say the Fear State tie-in was basically volume 1.5. But anyway, I digress. So the story is that Heartless, the overarching villain of the story, has basically gotten all the pieces together to ruin Dick Grayson's life. Remember, Heartless is the villain known as, his name is Shelton Lyle, the most punchable punchable name I have ever heard. Shelton is Heartless. He's a head of a pharmaceutical company. He's clearly based off of Shelton Lyle's clearly. I haven't talked about this before in the comic, but Shelton Lyle is clearly based off of Martin Shkreli, the other pharma bro douchebag who I think he's still in prison, right? Anyway, so yeah, it's clear that Tom Taylor based Shelton off of Shkreli. Anyway, but yeah, so this basically is that Heartless has basically takes apart Dick's life in a matter of hours, and now Dick Grayson has been forced out after being framed of being Heartless. Dick basically has to go somewhere to retrain himself, and that being he goes to Nanda Parbat to train with Deadman. Why? Because we get more of the backstory of Dick Grayson, that after the fall, after a accident he had before his parents were killed, he basically had to he hurt himself during an accident, and Boston was brought into Haley's circus, and he actually helped Dick retrain himself as an acrobat. So he goes to Nanda Parbat to work with Deadman, which this does take place after Night Terrors, which made Deadman leave, but now Ramakrishna just put him back. I think that was Tom Taylor's way of saying, I don't like the idea that I needed Deadman for my story, Josh. I know that was your big scary event, but I need Deadman, so I'm just gonna bring him back, and no one's gonna care. Yeah. I have loved this entire comic series. I can see why. I know this comic has long been over, but I can see why people fell in love with Tom Taylor's Nightwing. It is one of the best comics. It's feel good. It has some great action to it, and the artwork is amazing. I love how panels are put together and stuff like this. I thoroughly have enjoyed this comic for the artwork by Bruno Rendano. All of it's good. I also really like how this comic has basically been just a love letter to Dick Grayson as a character, and showcasing how much he has grown as that character. I really dig all of it. I will also say that you'd think this would be a massive drawn out comic, right? This is the end of the this is the end of Tom Taylor's run. It should be some 7-part epic. It should be the Born Again of Nightwing, and it kind of is actually. It does feel like Nightwing Born Again. But the thing is, and this is what I got to give Tom Taylor, is that this end to his run is only 5 issues long. This story arc is only 5 issues long, and he manages to tell the whole ending of the comic. He really does feel like he tells the whole end of the comic in just a perfectly paced, which I gotta give him credit, because you would think he would make this 2 issues longer, or drag it out or something like that, or make a big oversized final issue. Really, that's not the case at all. It's just all of it's a regular comic. So I really have to hand it to Tom Taylor knows how to pace a book. So yeah, I gotta hand it to that. What I also like is that we also get some fun stuff. You've probably seen the meme a few times over, right? You've more than likely probably seen the meme of Batman in the Nightwing costume. Yeah, that's because Bruce takes over as Nightwing in Bloodhaven rather than just be Batman. And I would have loved just love to have a comic where like I would have loved like a one and done issue, like Batman Nightwing or Nightwing Night Over Gotham. I would have loved, or Night Over Bloodhaven. I would have loved like a one issue, just a one and done one shot issue of like Bruce as Batman. Even though we do get a little of it in here, and I love the moment where he like is talking to Nightwing, talking to Dick after he comes back, and he's like, the costume's a little snug, but I did quip twice, and he's like, "Oh, you're learning." I like that. I like that interaction. But I would love like a one and done issue where like it talks about Bruce's time as Nightwing, and yeah, you've probably seen. How do I describe it? Yeah, you get this, right? You don't get Nightwing, you get Night Brick. Yeah. I would love to see like a criminal just encounter Batman Nightwing. He's like, "Oh, holy Jesus, we meet again, criminal." No, we don't. You Nightwing's a 170-pound twink. You're a 225 mountain of muscle. Oh my God, you're Batman. I am the Nightwing. Yes, I did take that joke from a video. You've probably seen that video on TikTok or something. But yeah, that whole exchange would have been great to see in a comic. Yeah. So the comic wraps up beautifully, and it almost makes me go, I don't want to read anything else after this. Like this, it's one of those comic runs that make you go, I don't know if I want to continue because this is so nice. And comic writers, usually when they end the run, the next writer comes along and is like, well, I don't want to do anything. Like 9 times out of 10, the writers go, well, I don't want to do anything with this. I'm going to make my own thing and take apart everything. That's why I've been kind of hesitant of continuing reading Solid in the Meds Daredevil run, because yeah, I've seen like the warning signs, and I've been liking it, but now I'm starting to see like the warning signs that he's really starting to take apart Chip Zdarsky's run to try to make something else, and I don't really like that. So true story. I actually, when Chris told me he was sending me Volume 7 of Daredevil, Nightwing, I basically said, I don't know if I want to continue with Nightwing, and he promised up and down the run after Nightwing. This Tom Taylor run of Nightwing, the comic's really good. So I have no doubt Chris is going to send me the first volume of I think it's Dan Watter's writing Nightwing now. But he gave it his seal of approval. I will, I trust my brother. I trust Chris's intuition. So I will give the first volume of the new run of Nightwing a shot, because if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. So yeah. But there really wasn't much to talk about other than this was an amazing end to one of the most amazing comics out there. So yeah, if you haven't already, go check these books out. I'm sure they'll come out with an omnibus soon. I think I remember hearing about that. But yeah, so Chris, thank you once again for this comic. And yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you think of not only this volume, but the Tom Taylor Nightwing run as a whole? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.